Getting faded is my favorite rush. Goddamn, you talkative, ain't gotta say too much. Be quiet, who got some grapes? I'm trying to roll some trees. Goddamn, uppers and downers, I'm all roll for these. Getting faded, not complicated. Too sedated, no conversation. Getting faded, not complicated. We too sedated, no conversation. Please say less. Please say less. Please say less. I'm blessed, I'm blessed. I don't GAFOS. You tryna fuck? Yes on yes on yes on yes. Say less. Say less. You ain't got, you ain't got. Say less. Say less. Say less. You ain't got, you ain't got. Say less.
I never needed you like I do right now. I never needed you like I do right now.
At Telegraph. Should you leave a good enough marriage in search of one last, late love? Till death do us part may still be part of traditional marriage vows, but it is not a phrase in the lexicon of Aviva Wittenberg Cox.
Give you about 21 times.
At Jack Pasovi. Why does the left immediately talk about banning inanimate objects rather than discuss school security?
Sage advice. Love in you make Jesus cry.
When I hear you saying, darling,
At Monato. Bravo. Shep Smith just reads off a list of fatal school shootings since Columbine. Live on air.
Columbine was April the
It
20th,
is way too long.
1999, 13
Uncontrollable
fatalities
control
and more
known
than
as
20
player
wounded.
assistance mugger Trump Fox
Also in
News
99,
resistant
Deming
beach
High
jump
School in
Heartland
New
school
Mexico.
shooting.
Buell Elementary School in Michigan. In the year 2000, Lake Worth Community Middle School, where one was killed in Florida. In 2001, Santana High School in California. In 2001, Red Lion Junior High School. In 2003, Rickory High School in Minnesota. In 2005, Red Lake High School in Minnesota. In 2005, Campbell County Comprehensive High School in Tennessee. In 2006, Essex Elementary School in Vermont. In 2006, Weston High School in Wisconsin. In 2006, West Nickel Mines School in Pennsylvania. In 2011, Millard South High School in Nebraska. In 2012, Chardon High School in Ohio. In 2012, Sandy Creek Elementary School in Connecticut, where 26 elementary school students and others were killed. In 2013, Sparks Middle School in Nevada. In 2013, Arapahoe High School in Arapahoe, Colorado. In 2014, Reynolds High School in Oregon. In 2014, Marysville High School in Washington. In 2016, Independent High School in Arizona. In 2016, Townville Elementary School in North Carolina. In 2017, North Park Elementary School in California. In 2017, Freeman High School in Washington. In 2018, Marshall County High School, just 3 weeks ago in Kentucky. And today, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Broward County, Florida.
At Marcus. If you could just not use Valentine's Day to promote identity politics and the white privilege hoax, that would be nice, y'all too. At Joy and Reed. 130 people are working in the White House without security clearances. 130.
ليست ألمانيا الحنونة التي تريد اللاجئين من سوريا والعراق ومن لاجئين فلسطين في الشام وفي غيرها. إنها أوروبا التي شاخت وهرمت وتريد طاقة بشرية ولا أقوى من طاقتنا البشرية. نحن المسلمين أمة الإسلام الألمان يقولون في تقاريرهم الاقتصادية يحتاجون إلى 50,000 من الشباب الأيدي العاملة، ووصلهم الآن 20,000 ويريدون 30 وأكثر ليعملوا في مصانعهم. وليس شفقة وليست رحمة للشام وأهلها ولاجئيها. كذلك أوروبا كل أقطارها كلهم تقطر قلوبهم حقدا على المسلمين، يتمنون لنا الموت ولكنهم فقدوا إخصابهم ويبحثون عن إخصاب عندنا. سنخصبهم وسوف ننزل وسوف ننجب منهم، لأننا سوف نفتح بلادهم رغم أنوفكم يا أيها الألمان، يا أيها الأمريكان، يا أيها الفرنسيون، يا أيها الطليان، يا كل من على وزن الطليان. خذوا اللاجئين، سنطلبهم منكم قريبا باسم دولة الخلافة القادمة، وسنقول لكم هؤلاء أبناؤنا أرسلوهم أو نرسل لكم جيوش.
California Assemblywoman Cristina Garcia is facing fresh allegations of misconduct involving discussions about sex and drinking alcohol in her feet. Gahanmafukularana told undercover police they could make big money raping children on video for top political people, a court has heard. At Sarah Palanusapu. Donald Trump didn't need to run for president. He didn't need a headache. He carved out a comfortable life for himself, earning billions in the real estate market and his reality television shows. At CNN. The child of God is dead for Mercy, and the official film choked back tears as he confronted the grim details of a deadly school shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida.
Fire. It didn't blow up, and I talked to him after he lost a lot of his skin, his hands, his feet. I have 10 nieces and nephews. We're talking about bump stocks. We're talking about legislation. A child of God is dead. Cannot we acknowledge in this country that we cannot accept this? I can't be a wolf of the son. I can't do it.
All right, we're going to get back to you, but you're obviously, this is so emotional. Unfortunately, it happens all too often, and as a result, people say you got to learn some lessons. Unfortunately, lessons are never learned.
alarm went off, and principal came on the speaker and just said, everyone needs to evacuate right now. So that's what we did. As I was going down the stairs, I heard a couple shots fired. Everyone was freaking out, saying that it was a gun. And as we were walking, the whole class together, I actually was speaking to the suspect, Nicholas Cruz. And as I was speaking to him, he seemed very, I don't know what the word I want to say is, but he was trouble in middle school, so I kind of joked to him about it and said, I'm surprised you weren't the one who did it. And he just gave me a huh? So that's really what happened.
You were walking down the hall, he had already fired at that time.
Yes, sir, with him.
Weren't you scared?
In the moment I wasn't, because there was obviously definitely another shooter involved. But
oh, you think he was not the only one?
no, definitely not.
Why do you say that?
Because when shots were fired, I saw him after the fact. So, and the shots were coming from the other part of the building. So there definitely had to be two shooters involved, I believe.
That's the first I've heard of that. Did you see any other students who were wounded?
No, sir.
Where is he? Where is he? There's nobody on that. Are you fucking kidding me?
There he goes. He just went from the back of the ambulance on the gurney and into the hospital.
Bullshit, there was nobody on that.
That music was live near the school in Parkland. This is heartbreaking, we know that.
Yes, it is Len and me. Of course, photographer Bob Luna and I were at West Palm Beach covering spring training for the Astros when we got the call to come down here. We've spoken with a number of students, parents, former students. They are all in shock. Let me just tell you this. We just spoke with a former student, Alexa Meedick. She actually walked down the hall with the accused shooter, Nicholas Cruz, after she heard shots fired. She said, hey, Nicholas, this is what you told me on camera. We will have it for a 10 o'clock show. She said, hey, I just heard shots fired. I'm surprised it wasn't you. Just kidding, like that. He had his reaction, what? And then they parted ways. She said, I heard more shots after that. She thinks there was a second shooter. That's the first we've heard of that, but she believes there was actually a second shooter. We'll see if that comes about or not again. Authorities still inside searching. Now, more on Nicholas Cruz. I spoke with a number of students. Like I said, one of those was Adam Pabona, a sophomore here at the high school, used to be a neighbor to Nicholas Cruz. Here's part of our conversation.
So everyone started saying it was Nicholas Cruz. I was not surprised. It really wasn't. I'd see him sometimes, and he was never doing. Like one time, he stole something out of my neighbor's garage. The other time, he was throwing coconuts at the houses. He's just not a good kid.
How do you go back to school now?
That image is not. It's horrific. It's really horrific. Seeing two children, 15 or 16 years old, laying down like that, it's insane. There's no way to describe it.
Adam told me he was on a first floor classroom. A young girl ripped open the door and dove into his classroom. He said, I saw a bullet hole in her leg. She was bleeding profusely. Someone put a tourniquet on her. He hopes that she's all right. We hope, of course, that she is. Again,
at Wesley Jordan. In what may be the only good news of the day, the Trump regime cancelled the daily propaganda briefing and went into hiding following the terrorist attack that killed 17 people at a Florida school. He would have only made things worse than they already are. As children were shot and killed in the hallways of their school in Florida, Trump and his team went into hiding. At Thomas 1774 Payne. Assign me FB officials magkaban% kamino of Porteres domestic violence before inauguration fee withheld until 4 year. Anyway, to slice it certainly appears the White House was kept in the dark about problematic portions of Rob Porteres' FB background sweep. Accord. At Julia1, at Talkradi, at Femisor. Oh dear, some mourners didn't you like my at Talk Radio interview with at Femi sorry about his campaign to stop Brexit. Lol. At Gideon Resnick. Democrat Margaret Wood has won by about 8 points in a district that Trump won by 5 in 2016. It is the 36th legislative flip for Democrats since Trump's inauguration. She won by a margin of nearly 8 points in a district that went for Trump by about 5. At Real Savidra, at CNN still has not reported on this California Democratic lawmaker Christina Garcia, who helped start the Me Too movement, is under investigation for sexually harassing and groping a 2-man. A female California Democratic lawmaker who played a prominent role in launching the Me Too movement is currently under a Me Too investigation. At Fortune. An honest take on the Florida shooting. At Topkins. Another day of ill-informed Brits banging on senselessly about gun control, no separate your issues. And own them. Florida school shooting. At Boileman. At Cops Stop Being. At No and finally do anything about. When will the cops stop being owned by the ATNR and finally do anything about gun control? Never. Their thoughts and prayers mean nothing. We must replace them all. At Ed Grasson. What is more important, being able to shoot an animal 600 times in a minute using an AR-15 or saving the lives of innocent children in schools? Good hunters don't need these cheater guns. Cowards do. Wake up, America. Gun control, no. Join us in reaching all voters in Crane County.
That if the UPA allowed it, the NDA, the charge on the NDA is that the scamsters are getting away under your watch. Atar, can you hear me?
Right. I can hear you, Anand. Of course, the blame game, as you said, has peaked. Now MOS Finance coming out suggesting that what was the Congress doing from 2011 to 2014? Remember, this goes way back to 2011. But that's not going to be a good enough answer right now for an incumbent government in power that came to power on the back of promises that they will clean up the banking system. That was one of their biggest promises as well. This is a quote we're getting right now, Anand, from the MOS Finance. And he says, what was the Congress doing? It might be a valid question in the larger scheme of things. But the NDA government came to power in 2014. There were, of course, transactions post 2014 as well. The questions need to be asked on both sides as well. If a political question, albeit a very political question, that the MOS Finance is asking, the same question can go to the NDA government as well. What were they doing from 2014 to 2018 when this scam was unearthed? So equal portions, equal parts of blame perhaps should go to the governments here. But I think there's a larger question to be asked here. Anand, it's not just a question of which political party was in power and what did they do really to unearth such scams. What is the position of either the NDA government vis-a-vis financial practices done by nationalized banks and how they select few customers and few important customers, and they get to completely bypass all the rules. I think Hina made a very good...
At Memes Centre, 8 inches of snow. At Senate Majildra, at POTUS, keeping Americans safe does not need to be a partisan issue. & addressing important safety issues along W.com, border security, and other parts of our broken immigration system is our best chance to produce legislation that can pass the House, Senate, and earn at POTUS signature. In the first hours after the Las Vegas mass shooting, many leading elected officials in Wisconsin issued statements about prayer and condolences, but Milwaukee
Ich habe auch ganz versteht die Deutsch, die Sprache und aber zum Glück die Mitarbeiter sind ganz nett und sie haben mir viel geholfen. Wie kann ich den Platz finden und wie kann ich funktioniert alles.
At Thomas 1774 Payne. Assign ratings drama CNNFB analyst who threatened Trump breaks down in crying fig Lebanon after school shooting. Big drama on CNN as the network's deep state analyst breaks down in tears after a school shooting in Florida. More fake news, you be the judge. At Fox News. Broward County Sheriff Scott is real. If you see something that is not right, you owe it to your family, you owe it to your community, and you owe it to law enforcement to make this a safer nation by calling up someone.
And you know something, or you've seen something, you see a person with rifles and weaponry, and you see something that's not right, you owe it to your family, you owe it to your community, and you owe it to law enforcement to make this a safer nation by calling up someone tonight. Call up the FBI, call up the Broward Sheriff's Office, call up someone tonight and let them know that you have information or something's not right. You can prevent a major tragedy like this devastation that happened in Parkland tonight.
At Norm Eisen, at Daphne Linzer Breaking, at Carol L, at Mikamal, at Quilkern 10. Good God. They might as well store classified documents on a bench in Lafayette Park.
be rich and famous. No fucks given on they gay shit till they put my name on the A-list. You gon' see my face on the big screen, selling out all the big arenas. Me and Micah got a wave coming, about to hit them like hurricane. Told the father I'ma be a leader. Red carpet with a pretty diva. Grinding hard to hear me through these speakers, and it's paying off like a parking meter. Got big dreams with a clear vision. 10% talent, rest business. Buzz spreading shit getting vivid, but we won't stop till we get delivered. I'm married to this shit.
You can't run, can't hide, can't fight the rhythm. You can't run, can't hide, can't fight, don't fight. 6'5", coming up the wall. 3 shots in bucket, 2 shots full. 6'5", coming up the wall. 3 shots in bucket, 2 shots full. One day I'm gonna make
For the past 7 years, young and old have turned out on February 17th at Martyrs Square in Tripoli, waving flags to celebrate what they hoped would be a new beginning. Gaddafi is gone, but many of their dreams have not materialized. The initial euphoria is a distant memory. The lives of ordinary Libyans are increasingly complicated. Inadequate health care, rampant inflation.
Heartless in a few ways. Shit for luck, elbow shredded. I help things steady like too late. Please calm the fuck down. I'll do whatever you say. I get it. I'm living too hard and it's time that I stop it. For rising on up and then tumbling down, well, it's part of the process. Bar tabs on a hot night in a cold basement. You say I'm crazy, but I feel amazing. My mother told me that the world just got its plans. I wanna hold them till they burn right through my hands. Don't ask me.
Hi, I'm Mark Wayner, and this is the Mentorship Challenge. Connecting with the mentor will help you avoid costly mistakes and save pain and heartache. This program is designed to connect you with the right mentor, whose guidance and advice will accelerate your road to success. If you have the drive and ambition to be successful, register on our website and we'll do the rest. With me in the studio is Pamela Niemand, who is disrupting the hotel space. Pamela, welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Mark.
Okay, so very interesting for the benefit of our viewers. You started your career as a hopeful TV presenter or
News
TV
and current
star.
affairs from Germany and around the world. DW.
Very attractive. You can see you were a model, a singer. Okay, you had a band that you sang with. You've been in movies.
Donald Trump, I am
And
totally opposed
of
to
all
domestic
things, you were a
violence. News
stunt
DW
double, which I find very
14.2018.
hard. I can't picture you falling off a roof. But that must have been a very interesting time of your life.
That was very exciting, yes, absolutely.
German arrested
So
for
what
pushing
made you
policeman
leave
into streetcar. News
the
DW
entertainment business,
13.2018.
modeling, the movies, and go into the hospitality industry?
I really enjoyed the TV work, and I realized that it wasn't consistent enough. And when I landed in the hospitality industry, I really enjoyed it, and I grew such a passion for people through that I just knew that that was the route that I had to go, and that was the path.
So you started off as the Capital
Medet
Group?
Sends Frontiers fired 19 people for sexual abuse in 2017. News DW 14.2018.
You worked there, you did everything there, you gained experience, and then
Remains found of girl who disappeared at French Wedding Friends 24.
At West Point Executive Suite.
Okay, West Point.
Which was then the next apartment hotel that was opened up in Johannesburg. And then we grew that business and it did extremely well. And then after my venture with Mike Molyneux,
Turkish
I
PNR
joined
German
Mark
journalist in prison for
Landsberger.
past year will be free. Friends 24.
And then in 2014, you bought back the West Point.
That's correct.
Okay.
I bought West Point Executive Suites, that's correct.
And the advantage for the disruption is that for the same or less price, and this has always been the case in furnished apartments, instead of getting a 25 or a 30 square meter room with an ensuite bathroom, you get an entire suite. So do you find the bulk is corporate?
I think it used to be very much corporate orientated. However, as the industry has evolved, we now see a lot of your one-nighters also coming that are business individuals that are traveling from Cape Town and Durban. But also your families coming and also
Australia
being
bans sexual
very
relations
well
between
located,
government ministers and staff. News
people come
DW
from
15.2018.
surgeries. I think also in our industry within the apartment hotel, we are very personalized. So we offer that personal touch. It's not a cold feeling when they arrive, where it's your sort of standard set of arrival. We also do little
party
things,
pressure.
extra
South
things,
African
like for the
President
business
Jacob
gentlemen,
Zuma
when they
resigns.
come,
Friends
we'll unpack their
24.
suitcases. We'll iron their clothing for them because we know they've got meetings the next day. We also do complimentary laundry. So personal laundry is all done complimentarily as you would have had it done if you stayed at your home. So those are the little things that we bring into play, and that differentiates us from other hotels.
Okay, so aside from all the work that you're doing in the furnished apartment space,
1 in 6 children
you
live in war
also have
zones.
this women's
Save the Children, says
empowerment
News
program,
DW
that you
15.2018.
voluntarily in the townships. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I think
8 facts about gun control in VS. What you need to know. DW 15.2018.
And I think, you know, by going and empowering women to create their own businesses within the community.
Carnival parades from millions across Germany. News DW 2.2018.
And I think this is something that I've started and it's growing. And to see the rewards of how these
Friend trade in Mali leaves
are
at least
growing
10 jihadists
and
dead. Friends
achieving goals
24.
which they never thought they would ever be able to achieve. And that to me is just so rewarding.
That's fantastic. And then I've just told just before you arrived that you are now Mrs. Johannesburg.
The Mrs. Johannesburg platform is run by the Role Models Foundation. And I think what intrigued me to get involved with the Mrs. Johannesburg platform is that they are more a charity platform. So it's a gateway to reach charities and reach people that are very much in need. So it's not just about the glamour and the glitter. It's about bringing change to people that are really hopeless and to uplift them and also
Sports
to
dive in
educate
North Korea
children.
despite
I
sanctions.
think education is something that is really needed in South Africa, in our communities. And through education, that is where we need to start, because that's how we're going to build up South Africa.
So, Pamela, throughout your career, okay, and coming from where you came into relatively new industry at the Waldorf, did you have people that you learned from that were mentors?
I definitely have. I have. Along the way, I've met amazing people who've always been inspiring and giving me some motivation to push through. And I would definitely say Robin Banks was one of them. I've gone to his seminars and he's really inspired me.
The fate of minorities in post-ISIS Syria and Iraq, Syria deeply.
Establishment that I've been in, you know, dealing with other people and just learning from them.
Will
and
delivery
watching
drones
them,
be all that
and
efficient? Depends where you
also
live, wired.
your high up like general managers, so on. So yes, absolutely.
And you also learn from your customers and from your mistakes.
Absolutely. My customers have educated me by far the most.
So we want you to mentor people who want to be one way or another in the hospitality business.
Mm-hmm.
You've had a very successful career. So, question for you.
Yes.
How many of your valuable hours can I get from you?
Well, I think, sure, it needs to be also rewarding to the mentee. So I would say probably 24 hours.
Turkish coordinized German ambassador and treated Kurdish politician as trial. News DW 14.2018.
I would say 48.
48? Well, 48, it's rounded up to 50.
Oh, well, we may as well.
Okay, let's
We may
round
as
it
well.
up to 50. That's great.
Thank you,
But we're
Mark.
not finished there.
All right.
Okay, so now the next part is, do you have somebody whether they're in the hospitality industry or any other industry.
Gunmaker Remington to file for bankruptcy.
would make
Alex
a
Jones
good
in 4 hours.
mentor
There's a war on for your mind.
help the people out there.
Yes, I think I would recommend Melissa Sukraj, who is our general manager. And she started at the bottom and she's worked her way up. And she's gained so much experience and knowledge. And I think for her to pass that
How
knowledge
Russia
and
benefits
experience
from
on will
Turkey
be
is suffering
wonderful. She could
Operation
mentor
Syria
somebody.
deeply.
That's fantastic. Our production team will contact her. So really a big,
Teva
big
shares
thank
jump
you
11%
for coming
after
on the
Berkshire
show.
reports $358 million
appreciated.
take.
As a token of my appreciation, I would like to give you a copy of my book,
Oh, wonderful.
Making My Mark, Lessons from a Life in Prop.
Searching. Check this out. Wait. You need to hear this. The Syrian government recently allowed only 29 of 600 critically ill patients in eastern Ghouta to be evacuated in a prisoner exchange. It is the latest example of a regime using a humanitarian situation as a bargaining chip, writes SAM's president, Dr. Ahmet Arakci. Turkish court-denies German ambassador entry to Kurdish politician as trial bar news bar DW bar 14.2.2018. I found this scraping the internet. I feel so dirty now. Ambassador Martin Erdmann was at the courthouse to attend the hearing of former HDP head Selahattin Demirtas, who is facing terror charges. Turkey has cracked down on the opposition party since the failed coup in 2016. A Turkish court on Wednesday denied entry to the German ambassador to Ankara to the hearing of Selahattin Demirtas, the former co-leader of the pro-Kurdish People's Democratic Party HDP. Ambassador Martin Erdmann wanted to follow the hearing of a Kurdish politician in Ankara's Sincan district, but the court denied him access, the German embassy in Ankara said on its Turkish-language Twitter account. Demirtas has been in pre-trial detention on terrorism-related charges since November 2016. He faces up to 142 years in jail if found guilty. The Turkish government has come down heavily on HDP since the failed coup in 2016, arresting hundreds of officials and raiding several offices. Nestle earnings. Full year sales at 89.8 billion Swiss francs, vs 90.097 billion francs expected. Just take a minute and look at this. Nestle fell short of earnings expectations for 2017, citing challenging environments in their North American and Brazilian markets. The Swiss food giant posted net income of 7.2 billion Swiss francs, $7.76 billion, versus 9.652 billion francs expected by analysts in a Reuters poll. Sales were reported at 89.8 billion Swiss francs, a 0.4% increase on 2016, but below expectations. In a Reuters poll of 90.097 billion francs, shares sank by 2.7% as European markets opened Thursday. The numbers came just short of company targets, mainly due to weaker sales at the end of the year, Nestle CEO Mark Schneider told CNBC Thursday. We were somewhat surprised with the fourth quarter, that came in a little softer than anticipated, mainly due to North America and the market in Brazil, geographically speaking, Schneider said. In terms of product areas, he named Nestle Waters and the Nestle Nutrition businesses as having finished the year weaker than anticipated. Still, the CEO expressed confidence that there was reason to be optimistic about North American and Brazilian markets for 2018 and beyond. Israeli archaeologists in Earth Roman Air Mosaic Bar News Bar DW Bar 082.2018. Just take a minute and look at this. The 1,800-year-old mosaic depicts three prosperous-looking males wearing togas. The colorful high-quality mosaic is the first of its kind to be found in Israel. Archaeologists in Israel have discovered a Roman air mosaic in the historic coastal city of Caesarea, the country's antiquities body said on Thursday. The mosaic, dating back to the 2nd or 3rd century AD, was discovered during the excavation of a building from the Byzantine period some 300 years younger than the mosaic it was hiding. The surprise was actually that we found two beautiful monuments from the glorious days of Caesarea, Peter Gendelman, co-director of excavation for the Israel Antiquities Authority, said referring to the building and mosaic. The excavated portion of the mosaic, which measures about 3.5 meters by 8 meters 11 feet by 26 feet in size, depicts three prosperous-looking males wearing togas, one facing the viewer and the other two in profile. It also bears geometric patterns and an inscription in Greek, which is damaged. The internet is really big, really big, guys. Turkey's operation in Afrin has complicated Washington's relations with two of its allies in Syria, the Kurds, and Turkey, leaving Russia more room to act as arbiter between Ankara and Syrian Kurdish groups, according to Jonas Parello-Plessner of the Hudson Institute. Teva shares jump 11% after Berkshire Hathaway reports $358 million take. The internet really creeps me out sometimes. Teva Pharmaceutical shares jumped 11% after Berkshire Hathaway reported a $358 million take. In a quarterly regulatory filing Wednesday, Warren Buffett's conglomerate reported holding 18.9 million shares of Teva. After spiking, Teva was still up more than 6% in after-hours trading. Berkshire also reported a 23.3% increase in its holdings of Apple shares, to 165 million, and a 21% increase in its holdings of Bank of New York Mellon, to 60.8 million shares. At the same time, Berkshire has cut its holdings of IBM by 94%, to just more than 2 million shares. It also trimmed its Wells Fargo stake by 6 million shares to 458 million, and its stake in General Motors by 10 million shares, to 15 million. The regulatory filing reflects Berkshire's stock holdings as of the end of December. Investment managers are required to report such holdings every quarter but with a delay,